Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you and how has your week been? So for the first time ever, I've recorded this Sunday Catchup podcast on video, which you can watch on YouTube if you would like to see a video of me recording this Sunday Catch-Up podcast. And if you don't, carry on listening wherever you listen to this weekly podcast. It's so good to have your company, and it's really strange videoing myself, but I will get over this and I'm going to crack this out for 2025 because there's so much coming new in 2025. We have been planning behind the scenes. Anyway, I'm going to crack on with this week's podcast. So how has your week been? It's been a really busy one for us, I'm glad to say, because of course it's Christmas here in England next week. It is Christmas, full of Christmas joy at the minute. And yesterday was such a busy day in the shop. It really was. We felt like we were little elves running around helping people choose Christmas presents for their loved ones, and it was wonderful. It was so lovely, and it was such a nice thing to do. So yeah, Christmas had hit yesterday at Quest, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that was really good. And yeah, it's been a really busy week. So I'll back up, shall I? And let's talk about what happened last Monday. Will and I absolutely love Christmas. We really do. And I know it's just great to hear what everyone's doing this Christmas. And last Monday, we had our Quest Christmas do. And it's so much fun. And we have so many laughs. Literally, my jaw was aching. And because we were laughing so much. And it's just so important, isn't it, to laugh? And I hadn't laughed that much in ages. So what we were doing was we were doing the 12 days of Christmas, and we all took part in this. So every time it was their thing, someone stood up and we sang it round the table. So someone was the partridge in the pear tree, that happened to be Laura. And then someone else was the 3 calling birds, 4 French hens, or whatever it was, and the 5 gold rings. So then they stand up on their part, and it was just brilliant. It was really funny. And if you ever get a team together, it's well worth doing. It's really fun. So that's good, just to let our hair down, reminisce over the past year. And Amelia sadly wasn't there, and she's our party organizer, but she was helping from afar, and we did a great quiz and drank some fizz, had some good food. Yeah, it was really nice, and it's just lovely, isn't it? When you work really hard and you run a business, and it's just nice to catch up, and that's what we did last Monday. It was really fun, and we were chasing each other around the table. It sounds daft now, but it was really funny to Feliz Navidad. So that was good. Did you have a Christmas party? Have you been? What was it like? Did you have a good one? I really hope you did. And yeah, we've been really busy at Quest. We've had like so many people coming in needing help with presents, and I love it so much because people just choosing their loved one present, and they're going to wrap it up and then they're going to open it and they're going to be so happy. It gives me such a buzz this time of year, and I know it does the rest of the team, so that was good. And we met this really interesting guy. He came in, I can't remember when, a couple of days ago. He's really interesting, and he really made an impression on me and Will I Am. No, Will I Can. Will I Am? Will I Can. He really did, and his story really inspired Will and myself. He was just really interesting. And I don't want to tell you too much because actually he's agreed to come on the Living a Life of Magic podcast, and I'm gonna interview him next year. But it's a real rags to riches story. it's absolutely fascinating. And this man lived a life, has and is living a life of magic, and the magic that intertwined in his life, he literally ran away from a country, and he on a separate occasion had to go to prison, and he turned his life around. He literally worked really hard after his incident in prison, and like has become really like really living a life of magic. So it's going to be a really interesting podcast. It really is. I can't wait to interview him. It's going to be brilliant. And living a life of magic, we don't just wake up and we live a life of magic. I found through my own experience, through now living a life of magic, it's hard work. And everybody that I've interviewed on living a life of magic all has one thing that has run through their life. One is tenacity. Someone I interviewed was tenacity. One was like self-learning. And living a life of magic has its challenges. And if you're living a life of magic where life just flows and miracles happen and just the unexpected happens, and you're in touch with your wholeness, you'll know the challenges that you've gone through to get you to where you are. So I really am loving this podcast where I'm interviewing people who are living a life of magic and their journey of how they got there. The Amel interview is really, really interesting, where I interviewed him recently. So yeah, that's going to be fascinating. And then I just think this week, one of the things, I have got my notes here, which I'm going to refer to because I've made some notes what I want to talk about, which I do every week. But I just want to talk about something else first, and I'll refer to them because I think this is really important. And that is how fragile life is, and this is with this kind of inspires me, what I'm about to say, because we hear all sorts of stories in the shop. We really do. We're like, yeah, we hear all the stories, and we cry and we laugh and we experience it all. But yesterday was a very poignant moment for a couple of reasons. A couple of things happened yesterday. So one, a lady came in that's a regular customer. We hadn't seen her for a while, and she's had a stroke, a major stroke. She had 2 blood clots on the brain, and she was unconscious for, I think they had her in a coma for a few months. But she was in a hospital for a few months. She survived, and she's in a wheelchair now, and she's talking, but she couldn't talk. And the miracles that come with that, of the amazing doctors and nurses, the body's will to want to get better, but how short our lives are. We literally, and I know I talk about this, but we literally are born, and we die, and it's the bit in the middle that we do that makes the difference. And when this guy came in the shop, the rags to riches guy, and then this lady came in, and you just think we can achieve anything that we want to achieve if we put our mind to it. It's all possible. It really is. And so I kind of, it's just, my brain has just started thinking, what do I need to do in order to continue living a life of magic? What do I need to do in order to grow myself and challenge myself? Because I've got my blinkers on to life, and I have done a lot of clearing, and I have done a lot of work on myself, but I'm well aware that I must still have blinkers on. I must still interpret things, or my brain interpret things without me even knowing consciously what that is. So I'm really keen to kind of reveal what those unconscious beliefs are. And I think it's a lifetimes of work, but I think that we can make life whatever we want to. And there's some things that I want to achieve, and there's some things that I want to do, and it's just a question of making it. So those 2 things. There was one other as well, and it was just a lady who came in, and her aunt died, and she absolutely loved the shop, and she she just loved it. She was just saying that she's passed away now, and I don't know. It's just sad, isn't it? But it's just inevitable, and I just think that we've got nothing to moan about, and we just have to crack on and live the life that we want. So that's what I've taken from it, and I just wanted to share that with you. Um, Another beautiful thing happened yesterday, and it was winter solstice, wasn't it? 21st of December. It was, and this dad came in with his little girl, and he told me that she saw an angel in the night. And I talked to the little girl about her angel that she saw, and she said it was blue, and she said it was at the bottom of her bed, and she said she felt it was a really nice energy, and she felt okay. And she was telling me about it, and then the dad said, I've seen an angel as well, and my one was blue. And I was like, wow, I seen an angel. And it was just such a magical moment, and I gave her a little blue angel just so she could remember that special moment. And it was just a really nice thing. Do you know what happened after that? I kept seeing number sequences. I kept seeing the 444. I kept seeing the 222 and the 111. And then there was an angel feather. And then there was just these random angelic encounters that happened during the day after that conversation. And I just thought, I wonder if it's because it's winter solstice, the solstice day, that the angelic realm and it's Christmas are closer. So look out for your angels because they're close. And it was really magical. And for me, angels are really special to me. I think I shared that last week. They really are. And I love the contact with angels. And I love when I call them, I just feel really, I don't know, just feel really at home. And if you're a little bit lost, or you're feeling a little bit sad, or you're looking for some inspiration, or um, when I just feel like maybe a little bit lonely, not that I often feel lonely, but when I do, I ask my angels to come close, and they always do, and it's really nice to have them on your side. So yeah, that was a really special moment yesterday as well. Right, I'm going to just refer to my notes just to see what else happened this week. Shall I give you an update on the cottage? Because I'm recording this podcast here at the cottage. So this is in our snug. So this is where where I do my recordings and I do everything. And we're going to have a little shelf here. Will I Can's going to build me a little shelf here so I can have some little things here. I did have a picture up, but I had to take it down because I needed to turn my camera around, blah, 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 all boring stuff. But to give you a update on the cottage, Will I Can has stopped for the minute. He's pottering because he's helping out at the shop because it's just been really busy this week. However, our bathroom's coming on really nicely and we're going to be able to have a shower. Yeah, haven't had a shower in weeks, but we are going to be getting the shower. We have got the shower in, but we need a shower door. And once that's in, which should be this week, we should start being able to have showers, which will be great. And yeah, that's awesome. What else? We've got our Christmas tree up and that looks really festive. We just put some lights on it because we're going to Bali on New Year's Day. And I thought, I just didn't want to take the decorations off. So I thought, let's just put the lights on. But it was really fun because it's the first time we've had a real tree. And we went and chose it and it was really nice. And it's a good one. We got it from the market in Epsom and it's a really nice one. And we put the coloured lights on and it just looks really nice. So yeah, I'm just going to have my coffee. Just bear with me. Just have an interlude moment. Normally you don't see me drinking my coffee, but just having my coffee. So we went to Friends last night. Angela and Steve, they're very good friends of ours, and they know how busy it is. And I think I spoke about this last week about how friends have your back, don't they? And Angela and Steve cooked us a really lovely roast dinner last night because we were working till late, and they said come round and have dinner, and they cooked us this amazing dinner, and we did the present swap, and really nice. And again, it's because it was such a lovely day and that angelic contact. I really think that friends are angels on this earth, and that they that it's just nice to have their love, isn't it, and just their support. And it's just nice to have a tribe around you that supports and loves you. And we've certainly got that, Will and I, and we're really appreciative and very grateful. So yeah, it was a really fun night last night, but I was so tired. Slept all the way through. Got up this morning. I thought, right, going to do Sunday catch up on video today. So hence why I'm still in my pajamas, and why I'm talking to you now on this here. So let's just talk about this. What else happened this week? I talked about that. I just think, it's just anything's possible. And that is really coming to my mind this week because we're revamping the Living a Life of Magic course that we created a year or so ago. It's an amazing course, and I know I've talked about it before, but I just want to talk about it from my point of view. I really enjoyed putting this course together. I had so much support on it because I have the ideas. I'm really good at getting it down, but I'm not very good at the whole editing thing. So luckily, I can. Is really good at editing, as is lots of other of my friends that help. So I'm really grateful to them. But we're revamping it, and we're doing lots of slides, making it colourful, video, interactive, different learning styles, and it's amazing, and I'm so happy with it. I was happy with it before, but wasn't entirely happy with it. But now we're interjecting more videos into it, and some slides. We're making it so every learner can experience the Living a Life of Magic. So yeah, that's going to be really awesome, and that's coming out next year because we're nearly there, aren't we? And it just shows me that everything is possible, and that seems to be the theme of today's podcast. And next year, starting on the 1st of January, to challenge myself with videos, because I'm not entirely comfortable doing videos. I'm okay and I'm getting better, but I'm really challenging myself next year to January to do more videos. And I'm really enjoying putting together this manifestation challenge that I'm going to be doing in January. So I'm going to start it on the 1st of January. We're finishing on the end of January, and I'm going to do a video every day on a tip on how to manifest. And that will come out on all socials, YouTube, and it's going to be really interesting because we're going to Bali as well. I'm going to be doing it from there, recording some of those from there, or most of them there. I might do one or two before we go because we'll be travelling, but yeah, going to do this manifestation challenge. And the manifestation challenge for me is manifesting this manifesting challenge, because it's really going to be challenging. It really is, but I think it's going to be really good fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. And this whole theme for January is manifestation. So I've written some really good blogs on manifestation, and I'm going to share with you what I love to do every year, and that is the Jar of Wishes. So I'm going to be sharing that with you, and I'm going to share that with you next week on the Sunday Catch-Up podcast, because I think it's just a really important thing to do every year. And I haven't opened my wishes for this year, so I might do that next week actually, and let's see what I've put on there. That'll be interesting. So yeah, that's the challenge for January, and we'll see how we get on. Now, the one thing that I have forgotten whilst talking to you is normally I can see the time. but I have no clue of what the time is or how long I have been talking for. So this could be a longer podcast or it could be a shorter one because I have no idea of time. So let me just check in with myself to see if there's anything else that I want to say. I think I've said everything that I want to say this week. Has anything else happened? No, just been really busy. And then this is my favourite piece of my favourite thing to do is the meditation. So let's just take a moment. And I think I said last week that I was going to do a meditation this week leading up to Christmas, and I am on Christmas Eve. I've just got to sort out the time. I think I'm going to do it in the morning about 9 o'clock. So if you've listened to this podcast, what I'll do is I'll record it and I'll upload it. But if you can join me, that would be amazing. And I'll do it on Instagram. I'll do a live meditation on Instagram, and then hopefully I'll be able to get that onto my socials. I might pre-record it actually. Nope, I'm going to pre-record it and I am going to put it on YouTube so that you can listen to it when you want to, and it will go live on Christmas Eve. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So just thinking about your week just for a moment and just kind of gathering yourself up into the now from where you've been in your week. Just pulling it all back to you, to this moment. Nothing else for you to do, nowhere else for you to be right now. Just stop just for a moment, gathering yourself up, feeling your feet on the ground. Welcoming all your thoughts, all your feelings. All is well in this moment. And if you can, just imagine you're under a beautiful healing shower. Just imagine white healing energy coming from the top. So imagine yourself under a normal shower, but instead of water coming down, it's energy. It's like white lights, white sparkles, just coming down all around you. And only do this if you can. Just imagine it clearing away anything that's not serving you to leave you feeling all refreshed and sparkly. And you can ask those angels to come close if you want to. You can ask them for a sign, knowing they're there. They're always there. We just need to ask for their help. Have a super, super Christmas. I hope it is one of joy and happiness. Look forward to catching up with you next week.